Over 20 years ago, Alex Jones created the media platform called InfoWars, and in the decades since, it's grown into a truly remarkable institution with over 200 radio affiliates, tens of millions of unique website visitors monthly, and a 24/7 live news TV channel broadcasting from state-of-the-art studios in Austin, Texas. InfoWars has become the most trusted independent news source in the country, dedicated to delivering breaking news, live coverage of special events, and exclusive reports you won't find anywhere else. While the old guard media struggles to maintain supremacy in a landscape rocked by innovation and technology, InfoWars has been at the forefront of the information revolution. From 8 million radio listeners, over 2 million YouTube subscribers, or the billions of views of our online content, InfoWars proves dominant in every facet of media we enter. For the hardest-hitting reports, uncompromising analysis, for high-profile interviews and bombshell revelations, accept no substitutes. Demand truth. Demand InfoWars. InfoWars. Tomorrow's news today.
It is July 17th, 2018. I'm Alex Jones here with really an emergency broadcast. People make jokes and say, oh, you have a lot of emergency broadcasts. Yeah, I used to maybe once a year. Now, once a week, sometimes once a day. You've got a whole stack of mainstream news here I'm going to go over with Democrat House members, Senate members, former head of the CIA, all of them calling for the overthrow using the military of the president. You've got them calling for violence against Trump supporters. You've got them calling it a civil war in USA Today. And then Brian Stelter comes out and says, I should be taken off the air for saying America is going into a civil war. And I saw July 4th as the demarcation line of when they would start intensifying their attacks. And sure enough, they have. It is simply amazing. Before I play these congressional clips from hearings that just ended about an hour ago at the House Judiciary Committee, where I was the main person demonized and attacked as the case study, or the first domino, the canary in the coal mine to bring down the free press in this country. I want to just make a point here before I show clips of Congressman Deutsch, clips of Congressman Gates, who was on Target, clips of Congressman Lube, and other clips that I have here, like Raskin. They engaged in premeditated defamation. These people are all lawyers. They're very smart. They've defamed me in fake lawsuits they filed, funded by the Democratic Party, knowing they're protected filing false statements under defamation in lawsuits. And then they do it as members of Congress protected with immunity for false statements. But some of them made mistakes and made public statements outside of Congress when they're not sitting in their chairs. So I am forced, as I've done with anti-SLAPP suits and other operations to prepare lawsuits, I've sent the tort letters as of today to them. And I've got those letters right here, letting Congressman Deutsch and Congressman Raskin know that they are on notice of our lawsuits. I don't want to file these lawsuits, but I cannot continue to allow them to lie. They went in with an ADL, Southern Poverty Law Center script. Southern Poverty Law Center and ADL write a lot of the reports for Soros-run Media Matters, and I know word for word that was Media Matters. And they said, Jones says no one died at Parkland in Florida this year on Valentine's Day, one of my daughter's birthday, and that Jones has bullied them. There's no video, there's no statements. They then go on and say YouTube did a strike, actually 7 strikes. Supposed to only be 3, but YouTube held it up, went and looked at it and found out their moderators from the Southern Poverty Law Center, it's all in Bloomberg, I'll show you in a moment. Their moderators from Bloomberg, from the Southern Poverty Law Center, Bloomberg reported, falsely made claims that I said nobody died and that I went and bullied them. David Hogg, a day after the event, started working for the Democratic Party and Soros, flying around on private jets, being anti-gun spokesperson. I said he's a PR man and that he was an actor at the school part of the drama club, so he's well-spoken, and he's been chosen to be anti-gun. I said, I believe people died, and I believed he's a real student. But they misrepresented it and said that I bullied him and said that nobody died, even though he's a public figure. I would have a right to say that. I didn't say that. They then took where I did devil's advocate discussions years ago when people didn't believe all of the Sandy Hook story. They took them out of context. Hillary ran TV ads edited where I looked at both sides. It totally happened like they said. It didn't happen like other people think because of other hoaxes we'd seen, WMDs, babies in incubators, all that. I said people have a right to say that. But about 3 years ago, I figured out it was a psyop they were running to demonize me. So I said, no, I want to be clear. I think people died there. These parents look credible. And so if people took what I said out of context, I apologize. They took that as weakness. And for years then attacked me saying, stop saying nobody died, stop bullying our families. That is the Democrat lawyers that represent them. And then they went and filed lawsuits saying that I'd even done that in the last couple of years. So it's a huge misrepresentation, but here's the bottom line. 110%. I never said that Parkland didn't happen, and I never said that David Hogg was a crisis actor from California, as they say in the congressional hearings. They then take that straw man lie, even though you shouldn't take away the First Amendment for that. You've got courts, if somebody wants to file for defamation, they've got to prove it. But they say Jones is being sued by Sandy Hook parents, and he says nobody died at Parkland. That's a lie. And so he needs to be taken off the air. Now, the head of YouTube, of their public relations and global initiatives, she goes on knowing full well it was a big scandal in hundreds of newspapers and says, oh, well, he did his strikes, but he hasn't risen to the level of being banned. They removed all 6 strikes, or 7. You're supposed to go away at 3. But they all piled up. They were fake. And I had my own videos of the uploads to repost them to show that the videos they removed were me covering the police stand down and students we interviewed saying the police stood outside, which was later confirmed. They didn't want that out for the Democratic Party sheriff there in Coward County, formerly Broward County. So if you're a TV viewer, let me go ahead. Some people are tuning in on radio. Let me show document cam shot. Here's CNN. InfoWars' main YouTube channel is 2 strikes away from being banned. That's February 23rd. Them hoping I'd be taken down. They filed the complaints. And as fast as YouTube took down the fake strikes, they would re-upload them, make false claims. Now, I'm showing you. That's CNN. Okay? Here's the next one. This is a few days later. That was the 23rd. This is Bloomberg, the 28th. YouTube's new moderators mistakenly pull right-wing channels. It goes on to say, Jones's strikes were restored because the videos did not say it. Document cam shot, please. Alex Jones, right there, channel restored. Zoom in right there. Alex Jones. Alex Jones. Okay, so there they are admitting that it was false claims and it was taken down. Even under the rules that are anti-free speech, I didn't violate it. So here we are 6 months later, or 5.5 months later, and they are running this giant hoax still with all these congressmen. And I've got the clips right here. There's like 20 minutes of clips. I'm not going to play them all because I know you don't have the time, but this is important to know. And also to send to Congress so Republican congressmen and women know the scam that's going on because they're all busy. They don't know if this is true or not. The only one that didn't throw me under the bus was Congressman Gates because he's somewhat informed. Dutch wants Alex Jones taken off social media for saying nobody died at Parkland. We're going to play that clip. We've got Gates getting it right. We've got Congressman Lieu putting out a bunch of disinfo, and we've got Raskin, who's the worst, saying, I'm a Holocaust denier. What? You know, Raskin, I know the Democrats say everybody that's pro-America is a Russian agent now, and then or anybody that doesn't like socialism's a Nazi. But, man, both my grandfathers almost died in World War II. And then the Democratic Party's financed by the Nazi collaborator, George Soros, and you guys got a lot of nerve, man. That's all I got to say. And I got a piece on that coming up at the end of this transmission. But I just showed the world where they said my channel did all this and we didn't. But they wanted to delete the videos so you couldn't see what I actually said. And here's the bottom line. If they are able to ban InfoWars, they're able to ban anybody and everybody. And here's the other facet. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and its parent company, Google, said last week at the CNN meeting where CNN called for me to be banned. So Facebook meeting CNN was at. They said, we've already shadow banned all the conservatives. We don't let them share anything. We don't care what it is. We call it all fake news. Stop it. They're going to have lawsuits for racketeering, for civil rights violation, for unfair trade practices, for tortious interference, and for false advertising, for selective enforcement, for so many issues. If you keep saying ban them completely, they are banned. And after I explained this a week ago, Stelter came back today and went ahead and agreed with Facebook and said, look, they've already banned him. Let's leave Facebook alone. Too late, dumbass. You king of fake news, you little monster, and the other weirdo you've got on with you, that's coming up in another live feed I'm going to do. But, man, it's incredible. But I've learned, man, when I even hypothetical say, hey, some people think all of Sandy Hook happened, some people think none of it happened. I could see how the whole thing happened, mass shootings happened, but I could also see how people think it didn't happen, then walk through examples that they edit that crap. Like Colbert. I played the clip many times where they show this little bitty TV. He's standing there. He turns his little TV, and it's all blurred out. You ever notice my footage has been HD for like 6-7 years online? Why is it always so blurred on TV you can't even, because they're jump cutting, just like the Megyn Kelly interview. And I said, the media keeps saying I'm anti-gay. I'm not anti-gay. That he turns, it's Colbert, and the Colbert statement says, it's Alex, I got to cover my mouth, they'll edit this. I'm anti-gay. Folks, do you like being manipulated like this by these dirty bastards? I mean, this is next frickin' level. This is next level. Anybody can tune in and hear what I really say. All they do, and here's the big takeaway. I'm going to do another live feed later when I'm done with this. Stelter says, Jones says everyone will be dead on July 4th, North versus South, total shooting war, July 4th. He doesn't show a quote, doesn't show an article, doesn't show a clip. He just shows reliable sources behind him. I said, I don't believe a shooting war breaks out July 4th. The Democrats say they're in a civil war. They want a shooting war. They say get in everybody's face, get aggressive into the summer of rage. I believe it's the demarcation line of when they see the starting point trying to launch a civil war. Here's USA Today. Here's Reuters. Here's the university saying we're already in a civil war. And I was totally proven right. They're calling it that, saying they want to overthrow the president. That's a civil war. But instead, Stelter, in the new piece on Infowars.com, does not show anything. He just tells you, there's USA Today saying the Civil War has already begun. That was June 25th. On July 1st, I said, you could say we're already in a civil war. That's what all the academics agree. But see, I'm so credible and predicted everything, just as I'm studying history. What do? They just keep misrepresenting. So, I just showed you Congressman Deutsch, Congressman Lieu, Congressman Raskin lying. Now I'm going to show you the clips themselves. And this is next level fraud, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, they admit in all these articles, I got a whole stack just from this week, about how when they ban InfoWars, they can ban everybody. That when they get this done, I mean, we wrote a detailed report with Mike Adams and Paul Watson that's been delivered to the president and Congress, and I know Congress is seeing it. The Censorship Master Plan Decoded. It's on Infowars.com. It's a 59-page report. The future of free speech depends on it. They are making their dirty move right now. So, let's go to Congressman Deutsch first. Dutch, Congressman Dutch, Deutch. Wants Alex Jones taken off social media for questioning MSM. And then he, as fake news, defames me. Now, notice Bill Gates, Congressman Gates comes up later. Matt Gates. And he reads the quote and the page of Democrats on Facebook saying, kill Republicans. And he says, I've been to your headquarters and brought this up, and your own major websites, your people on Democrats say, hunt more Republicans. They've done it on Fox News, CNN. You won't take it down. He showed where they said it. He quoted it. With me, they don't quote it because it wasn't said. So let's go to Congressman Dutch engaging in massive fraud against America and his constituents, reading off a Media Matters Southern Poverty Law Center piece of fraud. Here it is.
I represent Parkland, Florida, and in this discussion of social media, the first thing that comes to mind for me is the savage attacks on the student survivors of Stoneman Douglas. One of the most virulent strains of these attacks was that the students didn't survive a school shooting, that they were crisis actors, that they were planted by some mysterious cabal to finally get Congress to do something about gun violence. And in the weeks after the shooting...
Pause again. Back it up 5 seconds. It's all done lawyerly. He says Nebulous Group said this. Then he says in the weeks after, Alex Jones. So this is all, and notice, if you watch all the hearing, every one of the Democrats reads the same script, but they never show anything. Let's continue.
The weeks after the shooting, Alex Jones's YouTube channel posted a video that was seen by 2.3 million subscribers.
Hey, pause again. Back it up. If you knew anything about shadow banning, that the big tech companies keep going, don't worry, Democrat, he's already banned. It's like when Captain Kirk and Wrath of Khan's trying to get into the reactor to save Spock, and they go, he's dead already. It's already been gone for years, you dumb son of a bitch. They don't let anybody see our videos. You have to go to the Alex Jones channel. You have to go to a Twitter or Facebook. They don't let any of it get shared. But you're doing the Streisand effect all over the news saying ban me because, again, it's about setting the precedent. They know it makes us actually bigger. In fact, I don't even want them to let them know how our own algorithms and what we've looked at. We're bigger. This attack's made us bigger, okay? And it's made the quality of our listener was already excellent. Go to creme de la creme. I mean, smart people hear everyone obsessed with us saying ban us and shut us up. Where do you think people go? So I'm just going to keep correcting him. There's 2.3 million subscribers. It's actually more than that. Notice he's reading a Southern Poverty Law Center report from like 6 months ago. It's almost 3 million subscribers. If you count all the other channels, it's 5 million, dumbass. We have 5 billion views, billion on YouTube. You're not going to, that's on our platforms. You're not dialing that clock back, Joker. Because just like I'm dead already, you're dead already. Politically. I already got you. I'm not a Satanist. I'm not a worldly person all into myself like you. I wanted you. I wanted to bring you down, and I've already done it with God's help. Let's continue.
YouTube channel posted a video that was seen by 2.3 million subscribers, alleging that these were merely that these were actors
not
and
true.
Not real students who had experienced the most horrific thing anyone could possibly imagine. The video violated YouTube's rules against bullying, and it was removed. An article posted to Slate.com describes this as a strike against the channel. Ms. Downs, how many strikes does this channel?
Well, it's 3. And there was a leftist rebellion in YouTube putting false strikes on thousands of channels, bringing them down that week, making these claims. And it was reinstated. But she doesn't say that, even though I just showed you Bloomberg admitting it. Continue.
Typically, a channel gets 3 strikes, and then we terminate the channel.
So the reason I ask is Alex Jones obviously is a well-known conspiracy theorist whose brand...
Hey, pause again. Back it up. Oh, my brand's bullying. When you're the bullies, you're the nudging, you're the Antifa, you're the shut down people's sides, you're the getting everybody's face, you're the harass the Trump's family. You just misrepresented everything I am. You want me off the internet. You don't want me to have free speech, but I'm the bully, fraud. And she never tells him, no, actually his strikes were removed. He didn't do that. No, she goes along with it. Here it is.
Obviously, he's a well-known conspiracy theorist whose brand is bullying. He launched similar attacks against the families whose 6- and 7-year-old kids were slaughtered.
Back it up again. No, my brand is standing up to the mega banks and the establishment and Congress and the globalists and bringing jobs back to America. I'm the opposite of a bully. I'm an underdog, and you know it, bully. Continue.
Brand is bullying. He launched similar attacks against the families whose 6- and 7-year-old kids were slaughtered at Sandy Hook. And he's not the only one. Truthers have spread these lies, claiming that Sandy Hook never happened at all.
It
In a
paused
Slate article.
because they said that all the babies got thrown out of the incubators and their brains bashed out, and it was a PR firm. And they lied about WMDs and they hoaxed everything else, you know, the whole Wag the Dog Truman Show thing. And the internet didn't believe it and got mad at me for believing it. And so I looked at all the anomalies, which I have a right to do, and said, I think people did die there. And you've known that for years. But you think because I have morals unlike you and said I believe the shooting happened, you keep lying and then extend it to Parkland where 100% I never said that. Continue.
Claiming that Sandy Hook never happened at all. In a Slate article references a study by Jonathan Albright, director of the Tao Center for Digital Journalism at Columbia, who found 9,000 videos on YouTube with titles that are, and I quote, a mixture of shocking, vile, and
this is key. Back this
themes.
up. YouTube, you can type it in, got in big trouble, Google, for allowing pedophile videos, pro-pedophile stuff, violent stuff, all their big sponsored channels making fun of suicides. We would never do that. Notice that's their sponsored content. They then lump us in with everything we're opposing. Again, this is just the science of fraud. This is the Democrats. Yeah, there it is. That has nothing to do with me, you defiler. Let's continue.
At Columbia, who found 9,000 videos on YouTube with titles that are, and I quote, a mixture of shocking, vile, and promotional themes that include rape game jokes, shock reality, social experiments, celebrity pedophilia, false flag rants, and terror-related conspiracy theories dating.
So you mix terror-related conspiracies in with false flags when Gulf of Tonkin and all these other things are declassified to be staged. Anybody has a right to question that when it's a history of it. Doesn't mean we always think it's fake. We have to look at it. We hope it never even happened to begin with, but if it does, we look at what really went on. And then you've got our government under the Democrats funding the Arab Spring that killed over 1 million people, hundreds of thousands of women and children in sex slavery. That's the real sex slave porn. Continue.
Flag rants and terror-related conspiracy theories dating back to the Oklahoma City attacks in 1995.
Plus, again, oh my God, it dates back like Hitler firebombed their Capitol building to bring in martial law February 20th, 1933, and the Night of the Long Knives, or Operation Himmler and Operation Gleiwitz to stage terror attacks on German bases to launch World War II, or the History Channel documentaries that admit the U.S. and British staged false flags for PR purposes, or false flags going back 500 years in the British and Spanish navies. But see, those of us that are informed, they don't want us asking questions. So we've got another lawyer saying we need to be shut up because he doesn't like us asking questions because his party is getting its ass handed to it.
Ms. Downs, does Google think that this is a problem, and what is the solution that they're coming up with?
Do we think it's a problem? You just put out this fake statement. So is the big fraud you just put out a problem? And the leftists that run Google allowing all the pedophilia and all the animal abuse and all the weird crap you guys promote to the front page, which you then equate with us that are criticizing it. Is that a problem? Well, damn right it's a problem. But you just sandwiched all the lies in with the truth. Continue.
To address it.
Thank you for the question.
By the way, hit pause, back it up.
noted-
The Democrats say there's no such thing as pedophilia. NAMBLA is trying to get it legalized. Epstein, all of them got caught doing it. So I thought pedophilia doesn't exist, Congressman Dutch. But now Google's got to do something about the pedophilia that you say is epidemic, and somehow we're involved in. See, he can't handle being called out by a real brain. Continue.
Ms. Downs, does Google think that this is a problem, and what is the solution that you're coming up with to address it?
Thank you for the question. So as you noted, when Alex Jones posted the video you described saying that the survivors of the Parkland massacre were crisis actors that violated our
It's just every library. I did not post a video doing that. It was all over the news. They had to remove all the strikes. They were putting strikes on videos that I put up showing what I'd said that I didn't say it. And you got your asses kicked because I had Infowars.com and I had Newswars.com. And I was able to counter and show what I said. And that's why you're pissed. So she knows this all full well. It's a huge controversy. So she says, oh, she re-defames me, says it, and then it continues. Here we go.
Alex Jones posted the video you described saying that the survivors of the Parkland massacre were crisis actors. That violated our harassment policy.
Pause again.
Specific policy.
They just opened themselves up to defamation, but I know she thinks she's in a congressional hearing can do it. I don't even want to sue these people. Lady, you know who I am. You're obsessed with me. We have Project Veritas internal videos. Because I'm the guy that won't sell out. I'm the guy that stands up against the psychopaths. You're all just the scared leftists that got controlled by them because you're a bunch of Stockholm Syndrome people. So you just defamed me again, saying Alex Jones posted it and we took it down. No, I didn't, and you know that. Go back to it.
That says if you say a well-documented violent attack.
Well, back it up to the beginning, Back it up 20 seconds. I'm stopping too much. It's just everything they say is pure crap. I did not put a video up. You will not show it. You will not show the text because you are a fraud. And she knows full well who I am. And she goes, Alex Jones posted this. When she knows full well that they had thousands of articles crap on them when they had to put it back up because their lawyers told them he's got 14 million views on the video countering you on his own server. He's got his own platform. We aren't going to be able to take him down today. Stop it. He's got us. I've got your internal people recorded. I've got videotapes. I got stuff you don't even know about, and you know it. And you're just afraid the president's going to bust up your damn monopoly, which I'm on my knees praying they do. Just play her again. Go ahead.
Thank you for the question. So as you noted, when Alex Jones posted the video you described saying that the survivors of the Parkland massacre were crisis actors, that violated our harassment policy. We have a specific policy that says if you say a well-documented violent attack didn't happen and you use the name or image of
defaming me right now.
Victims of that attack, that is a malicious attack and it violates our policy. In terms of conspiracy theory content,
I'm a malicious person.
Our goal is to promote authoritative content.
Pause again. So Washington Post, New York Times. Look, we already force feed you. Jesus. We've already banned them. I mean, no one can see it unless they go. Stop it. We're already butchering free speech. We already put out authoritative BS. You know, like Google said, all Republicans are Nazis officially. When people do the candidate search. I mean, we already said all Republicans are Nazis and defamed them. Thank God Congress is too dumb to figure it out. I mean, Jesus, if we totally banned him, he'll have a lawsuit. So let me defame him again. Here she is.
Two principles that guide the way here. That's the first one, is we want to provide.
Oh, back it up again. Notice the keywords. Oh, we have two principles. I went to an SJW college and got wound up for 8 years, and now I run a major company because I'm ready to slit the throat of free speech. Now, I slit Alex's throat on YouTube, and you guys didn't figure it out. He's almost dead in the corner. Will you just let him die? Here she is.
Have two principles that guide the way here. That's the first one, is we want to provide users with authoritative, trustworthy information.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I only have a minute and a half.
The left has such incredible
really need
principles.
to hear what you're trying to provide. I want to know how you're
dealing found a baby they
with all
want to
these
kill.
Conspiracy theorists on your platform.
So
pause again. First way First Amendment. They just define, they disagree, conspiracy theorist. What intellectual smarty pants is. Continue.
Your platform.
So the first way is by demoting low quality content and promoting more authoritative content.
We decide what's low quality. Pause. Back it up. We decide what's low quality. We have a Valley Girl accent. We demote it. And we put you up there. Okay. Here we go.
Your platform.
So the first way is by demoting low quality content and promoting more authoritative content. And the second is by providing more transparency for users. So we're introducing boxes that provide factual information at the top of results that have shown themselves to turn up a lot of information.
Let's pause again. Yeah, like Trump's going to win. The Democrats rig the debates, blah, blah, blah. Trump's being spied on. Yeah. And then Southern Poverty Law Center and the ADL and Media Matters, they all go into a little template box. And they go, oh, it's not true. No one was at Trump's inauguration. And they go, Alex says they were. He shows you HD photos. Doesn't matter. There's a little note there. But they already figured out, my God, when we put a note that something's verboten, that makes everybody exactly Streisand effect, you dumb bastards. Continue.
That is counterfactual, such as searching for the earth is flat on YouTube, where you see a lot of
your response is to put a box saying, nope, the earth is not flat.
Correct.
Okay. I have a question, Ms. Bickert, for you.
No one needs to challenge people saying the earth is flat, and we don't say that. No. They need to challenge when I say there were no WMDs in Iraq. They need to challenge when I point out that they did have millions of illegals that voted and show the Democrats promoting it and videos of them behind the scenes to Project Veritas admitting it. That's what endangers them. So it's more like space aliens, world flat. Oh my God. Did you see it? Let's go back to it.
Wants us to put a box saying, nope, the earth is not flat.
Correct.
Okay. I have a question, Ms. Bickert, for you. You recently decided not to ban InfoWars. Can you explain that decision? And do you use a strikes model like YouTube?
Congressman, we do use a strikes model. What that means is if a page or a profile or a group is posting content and some of that violates our
policy. Back it up 10 seconds. Look at the guy with the bow tie. I'm just saying, look at the follower jellyfish nature of all these people. And you go to a leftist meeting, man, it is like Day of the Dead. And it's all these big white guys that are tax exempt that run it all. They're doing class warfare, race warfare. But it's like, oh, we've got the gay guy, we've got the woman, and they have to be like, and it's just the same crap. That's what they're creating in the universities, is these weird, cultish control freaks that want to go out and wage war against reality. And they sit up there and say, well, Alex Jones puts out false content. No, that all got reversed. And we want him banned. Why are you so obsessed with me? Because no one else will challenge you. Everyone else didn't have their balls drop. Gee, you think I want to, we can't beat these people? This congressman, the left hates America. The Ninth Circuit banned American flags. All they talk about in internal videos is how much they hate gun owners and hate Christians, even though we fund all your crap. Because the globalist corporations that take over America for 3 generations funded an America-hating cult of pseudo-elitism with all these weird beta male chicken necks. And then weird women that hated daddy. So they're like a dog trained to attack a certain color or a bull that attacks red. That's all they know. They don't talk about China and slave labor, selling political dissidents organs or mobile execution vans. They are 24/7 defeat white males, defeat America. And then Bezos made $150 billion. He's tax exempt, laying back. Yeah, fight those white males. Oh, yeah. And you've got Bill Gates and all the rest of them. This is mind control. And then you got the social climbing trash of these Democrat congressmen and women who they then put up there because they're literal globalist butt sniffers, and then they put them up there to read off a script defaming us. They're not powerful. If they think I'm the big threat, it shows not how powerful I am, but how weak they are. Continue.
Content, and some of that violates our policies. We always remove the violating posts at a certain point, and it depends on the nature of the content that is violating our policies. At a certain point, we would also remove the page or the profile or the group at issue.
So the question is, how many strikes does a conspiracy theorist who attacks grieving parents?
Pause. That attacks, he relishes grieving parents and children. Oh, that we use to go after the guns. I'm going to misrepresent and defraud and bring it back up and then say Jones has done it. Look, Jones is saying nobody died. Jones says no one died at Parkland, even though I'm the one that says it. And he's the ban him, even though I'm the one saying it. I mean, whoa. Here you go.
The question is, how many strikes does a conspiracy theorist who attacks grieving parents and student survivors of mass shootings get? How many strikes are they entitled to before they can no longer post?
Ban them, it hurts, free speech hurts.
I want to be very clear that allegations that survivors of a tragedy like Parkland are crisis actors, that violates our policy, and we remove that content. And we would continue to remove any violations.
Pause again. If I thought they staged Parkland, I'd tell you. But that's the crazy part is they say I'm hurting these people and bullying them, and then they're the ones doing it. And then David Hogg's going, F you, con artist Jones. I want to debate you, you piece of filth. You lost your kids. F you. And I go, David, I'm sorry for your loss at the school. You're such a good young man. Please come on and debate me. I want to be friends. He's like, F you. And the media's like, look how Jones was mean to, and begged him to come on. And he asked to come on. I mean, everything with these people is like delusion. And you get it. They're not chivalrous. They're not strong. They're not honorable. They're just frauds that multinationals found to be dishonorable. Continue.
The InfoWars page, if they posted sufficient content that it violated our threshold.
Do you feel, go to full screen, do you feel strong for America's future looking at that group of Facebook, Twitter, and Google executives and their assistants? All SJW brainwashed in colleges, all with chips on their shoulder because daddy did something to them or mommy did something. They get off the bus at college. They say there's white supremacists on campus. Hide in here. They run and scare. They go, only we will protect you. Let's cut your genitals off and you'll be okay. Seriously, that's what they teach. And then they're just all whacked out. And now they're in front of Congress. We got to ban him. Jesus, it's coming. It's like they cut the power. What do you mean they cut the power? These rednecks are animals. They can't cut the power. Game over, man. Jones hurt the babies. He hurt them. And I'm like, just show me where I hurt the babies. Shut up, man. What you did in Parkland, you killed the kids. And you're watching like the people behind the women going, they're like twitches and going, what the hell's running the country? This is who they put in charge of YouTube, Facebook, and Google? Of course they did. These people don't know what frickin' planet they are. And the answer is, these people aren't running jack shit. The real executives are on their big wide-body jumbo jets with sex pleasures on record with high-tech drugs and their own private islands, laughing all the way to the bank while they shove a bunch of teenagers up in front of people on the news to just read off teleprompters. Here we go.
Continue to remove any violations from the InfoWars page. If they posted sufficient content that it violated our threshold, the page would come down. That threshold varies depending on the severity of different types of violations.
Thank you. I yield back.
So the answer is they're going over everything we do with a fine-tooth comb. There's nothing there. They're crapping their drawers. And they know we've got their own employees saying we've been set up on video, not just the stuff you've seen. But let's just say it's juicy. Everybody knows I don't bluff. You think any of the girlfriends of Google and Facebook and Twitter executives are a little tired of them bragging about what they're doing to America? You think that Anthony Bourdain video I told you about that now is in the news of him saying Bill Clinton was a rapist and he feared for his life? Think you want that to come out? I noticed Brian Stelter didn't open his mouth about that. So here's the deal. Everybody's got aces in the hole. It turns out I've got an ace factory, chumps. And so you're dealing with real Americans now. So here's the deal. I'm already banned on YouTube. I'm already delisted on Google. I'm already restricted down to nothing on Twitter and on Facebook. And let me give you the big secret. We never got really new listeners off those. We never even monetized things, maybe 10%. It was always talk radio and TV and our own websites. It's all trash. It's all bots. It's all like inflated Zimbabwe currency on Facebook, YouTube, and Google and Twitter. We never even needed you guys. You, though, wanting to shut us down and take you off your dirty, fake, fraudulent platforms illustrated that we were the zeitgeist and that it created the Streisand effect. So now that you've already stuck your arm in the badger hole, that you've already stuck your cock directly in the wood chipper, in the garbage disposal, now I'm going to tell you that you just came into a trap, you dumb trendies that think your families didn't start the country. Your families weren't involved in Magna Carta. They didn't die at San Jacinto. They didn't sell their holdings in New York to start Texas and Sacramento. They are nothing. You come from followers. You are broken. And now, only now, will I begin to tell you your destruction. It's so sweet on your own platforms. This message is delivered. It's so luscious. You, the cowards. You, the traitors, you, the enemies, only now will begin to realize you're going to be broken up. A lot of you are going to go to prison. Trump has only been letting you have rope like a fish you let run out on that line. You only hold back to get him tired. Run deep, bitch. Run hard, because when I'm done, we're turning the engines on, and I'm getting strapped in, and we're hauling your ass in on metal line, and we're going to chop you up on the deck with cold beer on shore and fry your ass and enjoy you. And you will make us strong. You will feed us, cowards. But we never start the fight, scum. We only finish it. Like King George III or Hitler or Hirohito, get ready to have your ass handed to you, because you've only now just figured it out. I'm not going to play other scum, other trash that knows they're trash and hates their trash, so wants to take America down with it. Other globalist operatives like Congressman Lou on you-know-whose payroll, and Raskin and all this other trash. I'm so honored to be in your crosshairs. It's unbelievable. Thank you so much for decloaking and telling us who you are, filth. So you go ahead and misrepresent all day. We've got your whole battle plan before you ever launched it. We're going to win, and nothing you do can change any of that. Humanity is awake to you 1 trillion%. We're going to end this live transmission. I got one more on the creepiest man in television, the biggest liar I've ever seen, and just an example of how the globalists think something in their image can defeat us. Yeah. I can feel your defeat right now. So coming up in about 5 minutes, I will expose Brian Stelter on an equal playing field, and I will annihilate him. I'm Alex Jones, Infowars.com, Newswars.com, next year's News Today. And don't forget, it rubs salt in their wounds when they attacked us first. When you buy products at InfoWarsStore.com, we've got the biggest sale ever, up to 67% off, free shipping, average sale, 50% off, InfoWarsStore.com, incredible supplements, incredible Reelect 45 baseball shirt, mean like a Wolverine shirt, the new wound dressing gel with incredible high-grade super silver sol solution. It's all there, InfoWarsStore.com, Brain Force, you name it. But whatever you do, just support the InfoWar metaphysically. Buying those products, being in the game, supporting us with war bonds for America is unstoppable. To have these scum and these filth and these human traffickers and all the rest of them hating my guts is absolute spiritual victory and glee. It is absolutely pleasureful at a level undescribable. And again, it's all because of you supporting us. So thank you all. InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLife.com, or 888-253-3139. Help fund our operation in a 360 win by getting great products, you and your family at the same time. Peruse the preparedness items, the non-GMO heirloom seeds, the high-quality air filtration, water filtration, emergency radios, tactical gear, and so much more at InfoWarsStore.com or 888-253-3139. All right, let's go to a piece McBrain put together of them calling for Trump's overthrow and demonizing Trump the last 24 hours. And then one more little juicy, cliched Buck Rogers 21st century piece that will air. And then I'll be back in about 6, 7, 8 minutes with another transmission on Stelter and just how pathetic he is as we decode dishonor so that everybody knows what it is. Stay with us.
Helsinki has frozen over. The President of the United States today publicly sided with Russia over our own FBI on the subject of cyber attacks on our election campaign.
Perhaps one of the most disgraceful performances by an American president at a summit in front of a Russian leader, certainly that I've ever seen.
President Trump, I just saw your press conference.
Hit pause. Oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Nazi wannabe. I got to make a comment about this. Trump has sent TOW missiles to Ukraine. Trump's put massive sanctions on Russia. Trump's done energy deals that have crippled Russia. And then he goes and does a friendly meeting with them, and they call it treason and traitors when it's the globalists and the leftists that hate America on record. So I want to start this piece over. I'm sorry, I just had to say something because, you know, that Vanderbilt scumbag calls it disgraceful. Anderson Cooper with no ratings, that CIA loser. Trump is trying to get Russia to the table to make a major deal with us for their energy and for technology, and that's the alliance we need. The globalists are allied with China and the communists to kill this country. But you're losing, you bastards, and you'll never put the genie back in the bottle. Let's go to it.
Helsinki has frozen over. The President of the United States today publicly sided with Russia over our own FBI on the subject of cyber.
Hit pause again. Back it up. Publicly sided with Russia. The fake deep state that says he works with Putin, the fake deep state that puts out fake indictments over and over again that get proven to be fake, like the Russian bot stuff. Trump is there taking my advice and others' advice to head this off, get it out front, and demystify this crap that he can't ever meet with Russia when he meets with every other major world leader. It's the globalists that hate America. They're on record. America's coming back. If the Russians were helping us do this, God bless them, but they're not. They just understand being dominated by the globalists because they were under it too, and they hope we get out from under it so we can have a damn future. We're facing the same enemy. That's the only kinship we've got. I'm going to shut up now. Go to it.
Helsinki has frozen over. The President of the United States today publicly sided with Russia over our own FBI on the subject of cyber attacks on our election campaign.
Perhaps one of the most disgraceful performances by an American president at a summit in front of a Russian leader, that I've ever seen.
President Trump, I just saw your press conference with President Putin, and it was embarrassing. I mean, you stood there like a little wet noodle, like a little band boy.
Do you have a relationship with Vladimir Putin?
I do have a relationship with him, and I think he's done a very brilliant and amazing job. He's put himself, really, as, a lot of people would say he's put himself at the forefront of the world as a leader.
I got to tell you, Senator, it's not just Democrats, it's a whole bunch of your fellow Republicans who think it was a mistake, especially now with hindsight.
Look at this. Former CIA director, the guy that was a former communist, turned CNN, paid hack, John Brennan. He actually tweeted out, Donald Trump's press conference performance in Helsinki rises to and exceeds the thresholds of high crimes and misdemeanors.
It was nothing short of treasonous. Not only were Trump's comments imbecilic, he is wholly in the pocket of Putin, Republican patriots. Where are you?
Trump's performance did not go over well with members of either party, by the way. He's been attacked by Democrats and by many high-profile Republicans. Paul Ryan, Mitch McConnell, Rick Scott all gave statements saying Russia is not our friend. John McCain.
Today's press conference in Helsinki was one of the most disgraceful performances by an American president in memory.
Senator Lindsey Graham said Trump should check the soccer ball Putin gave him for listening devices. I think was a joke.
Who does he believe, Vladimir Putin or the U.S., his own U.S. intelligence community, which is his intelligence community now?
When do we see almost a shadow government come out and say, we cannot side with the government, whether it's the cabinet or the Senate? I think that's the big question.
You take on the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you.
Let me give you one bottom line. As a former government official, government's going to kill this guy.
The year is 1995, and InfoWars launches the last of America's counter-globalist probes. In a freak mishap, Infowars.com and Alex Jones are blown out of their trajectory into an orbit which freezes his life support systems and returns Alex Jones to Earth 25 years later.
Transdimensionally over the space-time continuum through full space, where people are extremely lazy. The social engineers are there laughing. What we envisioned 100 years ago, 20 years ago, is now reality. While the society unravels, men run around totally frantic, not knowing how to be men, and women run around frantic, not knowing how to be women, and they don't understand that it's an animating contest of life, and that it's fulfilling to be informed, it's fulfilling to be involved, it's fulfilling.
InfoWars, tomorrow's news, today.